Let's talk markets and some trading in a very different part of the market. But before we get there, Alan Nuttman, Chief Market Strategist at Agora Financial. What's your thoughts here on the morning fade? I know you're watching the NASDAQ and watching futures. I don't really know what the headlines were overnight. I don't know what the headlines were this weekend. Alan, it just seems like we started higher without any great cause or reason.
Right. The market doesn't care. The markets continue to move higher, very positive. Another positive week last week, building on the base. And we were 1% away from all-time forever highs in the NASDAQ and the S&P last Monday. So let's put that in perspective. But the story for today is the dollar dive. The dollar's down again, pressing on that 93 level. Very important. So you're seeing a big boom in some of these sensitive stocks, U.S. Steel, Cleveland Cliffs, and a breakout in Freeport-McMoRan. I want to thank you. We've talked copper before, and that sparked a little bit of investigation on my part, a big play in Freeport, and that option strategy that we looked at.
I remember that. We're at a high this morning.
Very well.
2.5% for Freeport.
Exactly. New highs, new annual highs there. So the strategy that we used last time we did this, we did an in-the-money call, a $13 call in FCX. So we're pressing on our 50% gain in that. So the modest move in the underlying stock pays off very well with the options, and copper is in play, obviously.
So, Alan, Ben and I were just talking about this as well after the housing number this morning, the copper solid. I think what's interesting is with that dollar break this morning, you're still not getting flight into gold. It seems like right now some of the more cyclical commodities, some of the metals that you're talking about, that you have been here. I know we've talked Cleveland Cliffs before with you as well, as you've been on that stock from the same sort of commodity perspective. Are we seeing a shift in the market for what it wants to put that dollar weakness, how it wants to put that into action?
I just think we're seeing some relief in some stocks and sectors that have suffered for the longest time and have not played ball. So if you look at U.S. Steel's breaking out as well. So it's across the board when you look at these commodity stocks. So this is what we've been looking for. Let's see what kind of follow through we can get. Like I said, I was never a big believer in the fact that the dollar was not going to go down anymore. That's the path of least resistance, and I think we're resuming that. But again, we need to see it close below 93. But that's some of those pockets that we've talked about from a reward to risk strategy, standpoint. Those were some of the stocks and sectors that I was very fond of, and I'm still fond of energy, but energy hasn't participated, nor has gold. Sometimes you get a little bit of a delay in the reaction. So let's see what happens in the next couple days.
Okay. All right. Appreciate the thoughts here on the commodities moving higher. Freeport doing well, 3%. U.S. Steel, as you mentioned, solid session as well. But Alan, I know you've got a separate trade this morning. You're going to a very different part of the market. Right. You're looking at China stocks, right? You're looking at WEIBO. What's got your attention here?
Rinse and repeat. We've done this stock just here recently, had a 50% gain on half our position, 100% on the second half. This stock has come back to its breakout point. It had been trading sideways for over 6 months between 30 and 40, broke out above 40, but now it's about 10% off that recent high that was just a couple weeks ago. So from a value standpoint, as markets often do, they come back to their breakout point. So I'm looking to get long here. The December 35 call, 35 is the midpoint of the 7-month range. The December 35 call is trading for about, $5.50 or so. It's $4 in the money. The break even's $1.50 away. It's got 2 months of time, a 70-some% delta. And I like this bottom base that's in place for this stock. This stock has been, struggling. That's the word I'm looking for. Struggling. And it's still down, I think, 15% in 2020. So again, it's finally formed a bottom base. It's got 2 months of time. This option is only $75 more expensive than the November play. And again, a push above that 40 level targets 50. So this could produce very, very quickly on another renewed run in this stock.
Okay, all right. So looking at upside potential here for WEIBO, which has been definite laggard, as you point out. The Alan Nuttman in the money call strategy. Appreciate it, Alan. I guess the cold Chicago weather froze you out of your patio shot.
Yeah, I can't do the patio, and I left the beach house in Michigan to come back. So I'm back indoors next to the bar cart.
I was worried maybe you got kidnapped or something, but I won't suspect anything until you go short. If you start doing short market trades, I'll know something's wrong.
I'll need to hold up today's newspaper so you know which day it is.
I appreciate it. Alan Nuttman joining us from Agora Financial. Good stuff. Long WEIBO. A nice call on Freeport McMoRan. Nice trade, Alan, as we see the commodities stocks breaking out today. When we get back, let's talk volatility. Everybody nonstop has been talking about what the election means for the market. The VIX futures curve seem to be paranoid about something for much of the summer. But as the market has rallied, the question here is, are we shaking off some of those concerns for volatility? Let's talk VIX and more. Up next, the NASDAQ little changed. S&P